Hi, Michael Price, Kingdom Freedom Academy, and I am so excited to bring to you another chapter. Unfortunately, it's the last chapter of the Quantum Leap strategy. So my invitation to you is going to be to go through this entire book again. And if you're watching the videos, of course, watch the videos. So the last chapter is called Questions and Answers. So here we go. But perhaps you're still wondering, can I really make a quantum leap? And how long will it take? The answer to the first question is, of course you can. An unqualified yes. Just run your own experiments and find your own proof. As for how long it will take, that depends. If you have a laser-like focus on your goal and manage to avoid the traps, and we're going to talk about traps in just a moment, you'll make the quantum leap with blinding speed compared to your past accomplishments. Here's the 14 traps you must avoid. Number one, the quote, be reasonable trap. I've fallen, guilty to this one far too often to admit it, but I'm admitting it. So what is the be reasonable trap? Limiting your goals to what you think you can have instead of what you want. So that's something I invite you to really check and see. Are you being reasonable because it feels uncomfortable to go for what you really want? Number two, the half throttle trap. Living life with a lukewarm heart. So that's in another one. I think it was called, it was the one about love, fall in love. In that chapter, my invitation to you is to pray for God to burden your heart so that with a burdened heart, you won't have this half throttle trap. The next one, number three, the more of the same trap. Living life, reliance on trying harder instead of trying differently. Again, I've been guilty of that one. Like, well, this worked before, so let's just do more of it, right? So the whole thing in the quantum leap is, in order to achieve a quantum leap, you must do something different. Number four, the doubt trap. Believing in your limits instead of testing your limits. Number five, the faith in the familiar trap. And I feel that for myself, the faith in the familiar goes back to the number three, more of the same. Well, I'm familiar with that, so let me go back and just do what I've done before, but do more of it. So again, number five, the faith in the familiar trap is relying on your usual routines. You must do something different. Number six, the methodology trap, focusing on means rather than ends. So again, part of the quantum leap ritual, the 12 minutes a day, hopefully you remember that from an earlier video, is to visualize and focus on the ends, not the means. So visualize every day. Hopefully you're doing that quantum leap ritual, focusing on the ends and not the means, and then trusting and letting God bring those ideas to you, the resources, the people, etc. Number seven, the what I can't see isn't there trap. Thinking you have to do it all by yourself. Well, just because you don't see it or you don't have the resources you need, that's fine. One key, I've shared this, I'm pretty confident on another video, Proverbs 14:4, from the strength of an ox, singular, one ox come abundant harvest, just like Nehemiah with the king. One king opened up the door to many, many resources. So again, you don't have to have all the solutions yourself. Number eight, the playing it safe trap, choosing the wrong risks. Number nine, the passivity trap, wishing for what you want instead of pursuing what you want. I think that's very similar to number one, the reasonable trap of limiting your goals to what you think you can have rather than what you really want. So some of these are similar. Number 10, the failures aren't allowed trap, unwillingness to make mistakes and interpreting problems as proof you should give up and quit. Something that helped me a long time ago, and I just got reminded of this, and I need to do this more often, is regardless of what happens, and this relates totally to Romans 8:28, which says all things work together for good for those who love God. It doesn't say all things are good. It says all things work together for good for those who love God and who are called according to his purpose. So specifically, what helped me is, regardless of what happened, is to say the words, "That's great," but don't just say the words, say them with enthusiasm, so that your subconscious will start to believe it. Now, initially, you might be like me and go, "Well, what's great about that?" Well, what that can do is lead you to a new question. So the question then for me became, well, I'm not seeing anything great about this thing that I'm interpreting as not great or bad even. So instead, asking the question, well, what could be great about it? And that can lead you to new ideas and new actions, etc. So that's the failures aren't allowed. That's number 10. Number 11, the comfort junkie trap. Being afraid to confront fear. I think I even talked about that in another video, and literally I was led to write in the margin of the book, my book here, the sin of convenience or comfort. It's like, hey, it's comfortable and I don't want to get outside my comfort zone. So that's number 11. Number 12, the use it or lose it trap, not opening up your gifts. Again, that's like, think about exercising. If you don't exercise, your muscles will atrophy. God's given you many gifts, and if you're not using those, then they will, they'll disappear. 13, we're almost there. The preparation trap, bogging down and getting ready. This is a key one. The phrase I heard actually once from Tony Robbins, so I just give people credit where I hear it, and that is fire, ready, aim. Most people, it's ready, aim, fire. Get ready first, then aim, then fire. And I'm not saying this is always the right approach, but I found it to be very effective. And that is fire, ready, aim. In other words, take massive action, then step back, evaluate your results, and because you're taking massive action, you'll see patterns of things that are working, patterns of things that aren't working. Then you evaluate, okay, what worked, what didn't work, what do I need to change next time? Then again, fire, ready, aim, go take some more massive action. And the last point, number 14, the perfect timing trap, waiting for the right circumstances. It'll never be the quote perfect time for anything. So get started now. Last paragraph, and then the final question, as you sit and weigh your chances, but what if I should, quote, not succeed? If you feel compelled to count the cost, the most important calculation is the cost of doing nothing. So if you're like, well, what if I don't succeed? Well, I don't want to feel like a failure. And that's why most people don't take actions, why I haven't in certain areas in the past. Like, hey, I don't want to fail. Why? I don't want to feel like a failure. I don't want to seem, or come across as foolish to other people. So rather than feel like a failure, I'll just do nothing. Well, that's failing, right? So that's, again, Price Pritchett, the author of the Quantum Leap Strategy. His last question there is, if you feel compelled to count the cost, the most important calculation is the cost of doing nothing. And his very last statement in the book is, one more time, a quantum leap is something you're already prepared to do. What if you were to really believe that? And if you don't, I invite you to ask the Lord, what do you want me to know? What do you want me to do so that, what do I need to do? What do I need to know so that I can really believe this, that a quantum leap is something I'm already prepared to do? And what he might tell you is, you don't have to have all the answers, because he does. Right. So I pray this book, these videos blessed you. I encourage you to take some quiet time, ask the Lord specifically, what does he want you to know and what does he want you to do, and write that down. Share that with someone else. Then take action on it. Make sure you have an accountability partner. And then I would go through all these videos again and do them on a daily basis. 10 minutes of watching a video and taking action can literally have a profound impact on your life. So praying this blesses you. Michael Price from Kingdom Freedom Academy. God bless you.